episode 2. Uh, you know, all things considered, it's been a pretty good week. And I'm glad that I'm staying consistent on something, you know? Can't say that I do that very much for a lot of things. It never gets easier, man. It never gets easier just doing this on the spot. But today I had to go to the dentist. I I broke a tooth. I chipped a tooth. That's what I thought before I went to the dentist, and turns out, yeah, that shit was just straight up broken. I think it's funny because it really does feel like I was talking to my family about it, and it feels like our family just has a history of breaking teeth. And you know, when you think about breaking a tooth, you think the only way it'll happen is if you get into a fight. If, you know, somebody hits you while you're not prepared. But no, you know, it's usually the stupidest way. Eating ice, eating peanuts, just the stupidest shit will break your tooth. And that's what happened to me. I was just casually eating some peanuts, and all of a sudden my tooth just it just broke. It just died on me. And you know, man, thank God that it didn't hurt. But Jesus, did it feel uncomfortable. It's like a jagged tooth now. If you look at the x-rays, it looks like a shark tooth, but like it has like razor sharp edges. It's not a pretty picture, man. But that's what happened with my tooth, and I had to go to the dentist for that today. Unfortunately, you know, every time you gotta go to the dentist, you gotta do stuff with the doctor, dentist, whatever. For me, I always feel anxiety. I always feel anxious as fuck, because it's just one of those things where even if you take care of your teeth, or you take care of your health, or you're doing the right things that the doctor told you to do last time you saw them, you're just not looking forward to it. It's just a thing that sucks, because it always feels like no matter how good you do or you think you did, shit just sucks, and they will find something to make you feel bad about. They don't do it on purpose. They just always do find something. Hey, you got this sickness. Hey, you got this thing infected. Hey, good job. You did listen to me about eating healthier, but guess what? You still got high blood sugar. You still got high blood pressure. And so going into this dentist, that's kind of how I felt. I just felt anxious as hell, because once again, even though I've been taking care of my teeth and trying to do better, be more responsible with shit like that for myself, you just have this feeling of, oh man, what are they gonna find? What are they gonna tell me? What are they gonna say? Oh man. And thank goodness it wasn't really anything. They just told me the usual, yeah, keep cleaning your teeth, keep flossing. This is the first time at a new dentist, so obviously they can't really judge you as strong as your regular dentist would. And so I guess that was one of the saving graces, was that they didn't have my history. And so they couldn't be like, man, this is worse or this is better. I hope it's better. The dentist told me, yeah, man, this broken tooth, there's only two things we could do, man. You could either pay a shitload of money and you could try to save the tooth. But the problem with that is, apparently, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just, you know, I just started getting my shit in terms of health. I started getting that shit together, you know. Because of that, maybe me not taking care of it the way it's supposed to be taken care of. Maybe that caused the tooth to just, from what he said, lose bone. Like it wasn't connected to the bone as much as it should be. And so because of that, there's a chance. They said that even if you do try to save your tooth, there's just that chance that that you're just gonna lose it later on in life. You're just gonna lose the tooth regardless, and so you'll pay the money for nothing. So that's a shitty thing to hear. Like obviously it's a good thing they just told me up front, but it's a shitty thing to hear because the doctor, the way he put it was like, he didn't say, hey man, it's your fault, you know, you did this to yourself. The doctor, he straight up just kind of said like, hey man, I really can't tell you what it is. It could be that you didn't take care of it, or it could be that your shit just wasn't, it didn't grow in correctly and there's not enough bone there. And so now I got two options. I can either make an appointment with a specialist and I can get a crown and a root canal and try to save the tooth. And even then, that's a shot in the dark because the specialist is going to do like another x-ray and he's going to look at it himself, and then after that he will determine whether he could even do the root canal. Or my second option, my cheaper option, and probably the option I will just have to go with, is he could just remove the tooth. And honestly, I think that's just the better option, man. I think just getting rid of the tooth is gonna be the safest thing, the cheapest thing, and that'll be the quickest thing as well. I already have a major dislike for the dentist. Nothing against dentists, is just, you know, man, putting metal and the noises and shit like that in your mouth never really feels good, man. It never really it feels unnatural. It feels like the dentist shouldn't even be a thing. It's kind of weird to think about for me, because I think about like the past, like, all right, like obviously cleaning your teeth and taking care of your teeth is mandatory, and that's something that, you know, through advancing and through becoming a cleaner culture, we realize, yeah man, we should have done this. This is why a lot of people were dying and a lot of people were getting sick, because they weren't taking care of their teeth. But like, I don't know how we got to at the point that we're at now, in that and that now you got, you know, these doctors putting these fucking sharp, pointy things in your mouth, poking at your teeth, opening your teeth, filling it in with plaque and all this other shit, and then they charge you a buttload of money. And then there's those other all those horror stories, and I don't mean actual horror stories, I mean just stories that people have about the dentist that are horrific. You know, you have all those horror stories of people that go to the dentist and the doctor was a shitty doctor, and the doctor was a shitty doctor and he just like made somebody lose eyesight in one of their eyes because they hit a nerve, or like people getting paralyzed, they can't feel something in their hand because the same thing, because of a tooth. It's a very scary fucking thing, man. And it's really crazy how that's even possible from your, like, from not taking care of your teeth. Honestly, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real. Like, how is it that, you know, how is it that, like, if you don't take care of a tooth, if you get an infection in your tooth, it'll get to your brain, it'll fuck your brain, and then it'll just ruin every other aspect of your life, you know? It seems, in just saying it, it sounds crazy, but it happens a lot. Not a lot, but a lot more than you think. I don't know, man. I'm glad I went to the dentist. I'm glad I'm taking care of myself more. I'm glad I'm being healthier. And, you know, I'm glad that I'm growing up. But I'm not glad that the older I get, I still have some of the same questions I had as a kid of, man, why is it that we have to do this? Why is it that we can't just... Why is cavities a thing? I sound so stupid. Why, like... Why...
Control! It's just me!
Why can't we just do shit? Man, I can't even talk anymore, man. And, you know, going back to the topic, like, it sucks, man. It sucks being told that you can't really do shit about your tooth, you know? That either those are your two options, either you pay a buttload of money and it might not even do anything, or you just pay a couple bucks and we'll just get rid of your tooth, you know? I mean, I'm fine with it, to be honest. It doesn't bug me so much. It's just, it's that thing of like, dude, even if I do, it's one of those things of like, even if I did take care of my shit, even if I was on it since I was a kid, you know, instead of procrastinating until like I grew up, it probably wouldn't have changed a thing, because this doctor is telling me that either this is my fault or this was gonna happen regardless of me taking care of the tooth. This was gonna happen, and that's kind of frustrating, man. But you know, those are my options. I'll see what I do. Like I said, most likely I'll just get rid of the tooth, but if that's what happens, then that's what happens, you know? Like, fuck it. But yeah, that's the dentist story. I hope it goes well. I hope it doesn't kill me. It doesn't mess me up more than I'm already messed up. I know it won't kill me. I'm being over dramatic, but you know, I just really don't like the dentist, man. I can handle fucking doctors. I can handle needles. I can handle shots. I can handle, you know, doctors poking and prodding and shit. That's not too bad, but it's the sound of the metal scraping on your teeth. It's the feeling. It's the way. Even when you get a normal cleaning, the way your teeth feel doesn't feel right. Even though that's what they should be, because they're fucking clean. Even though they're fucking clean, it still feels unnatural. It feels like they shouldn't be that way, and maybe that's kind of gross. But just having this weird like gaps, like big ass gaps in your teeth. I don't know, man. Maybe I need braces. But then again, my dentist never said I needed braces, so I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, those are my options for the dentist. Fucking. Besides the dentist, man, that was the worst thing that happened. All things considered, that was the worst thing that went on with me. Was just the dentist telling me that. I don't know, man. Like, that was today, that was in the morning, and it wasn't too bad, so that's good. But it had me thinking about like childhood trauma and childhood pain, and it made me remember, like, it just helped me remember that, like, there's a lot of things that my tooth should have broke on, you know, and it didn't, and there's a lot of, I don't know, it made me think about injuries in general. It made me think about just the stupid shit that I did as a kid, man. Like, I remember I was hanging out with some friends, and for whatever reason we're just kicking trash cans over, you know, and I want to say that I picked them back up. We would kick over the trash cans of these strangers, and then I pick them back up. I want to say I did that, but I'm willing to bet I didn't. I know I was a shitty kid. And then I remember another time, this other friend, he found like a lighter, and he found a lighter, and he just threw it on the ground with a lot of force, and it exploded. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And even though I knew you shouldn't do that, every time I had a lighter for myself, or every time I would get my hands on a lighter, I would throw it at the ground really hard because I wanted to see it do that explosion again. And it made me think, like, am I holding back? Am I not throwing it hard enough for it to explode, or did that one explode because of another reason? Like, I never did figure that out. Maybe it was the type of lighter that it was. Maybe he just threw it even harder than I throw lighters at the floor. But I was always curious about that, man. You know, shitty childhood stories. Let's go. Fucking another one that happened. It's how I got my I want to say one of my 2 scars was, I remember just you know, I was a stupid kid, you know, and before you try to become a little bit responsible, you tend to ignore whatever your mom tells you. You tend to just do whatever the fuck you want to do, and you're like, shut up, you don't know, I know better than you do. And so, you know, one of the things that my mom would always get mad at me about would be I would lose all the keys. I had so many house keys, and I lost them all the time, man. And having all those house keys and then making a new one and then losing that again. Eventually, I just got this this idea in my head that, like, you know what, I don't even need a key. I could just climb in through the window. That's super easy. And so, you know, that worked for a minute, but you know, I'm a big guy. I'm a really big guy, and I don't mean in height, you know. So I would do parkour so I can get inside of my house. So I would climb this fence, and then there was like this drywall, really coarse wall that you would have to grab onto so that you can get into the house. And it never failed me. It never failed me until one day I did the parkour again. I did the steps so that I can get inside my house, and all of a sudden the drywall broke. Not the drywall, the fence broke, because like I said, I'm a heavy guy. The fence broke, and it was in the middle of me leaping from the fence onto the drywall. And you know, man, that was a shitty experience, because not only did you feel shitty because, you know, you're a fat guy, you just broke a fucking fence that doesn't belong to you. It's an apartment fence, so you know, like, if the apartment complex finds out that you broke their fence because you were doing parkour trying to get into your own house through the window, you know, yeah, it's not gonna look good for you and your mom, you know. And you know, and all things considered, also, that was a shitty fence, because, you know, I mean, let's be honest, guys, it's not like I broke the fence. The fence just fell over. It was a metal fence, and it just like toppled over onto some bushes when I kicked off of it. And I was like, oh, what the fuck, dude. After I looked at my injuries and treated them, I looked at the fence so that I could try to fix it. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, you would think that this thing would be more secure than what it actually was, but it wasn't. And I had to connect them myself and try to fix it so that it didn't look broken. And I did, but it was an embarrassing moment. The fence was fixed, but you felt like shit, that's for sure. And then another thing, so once I leaped off the fence and the thing broke and I almost fell, and I probably wouldn't have died. I probably just would have hurt my legs or something, maybe my head. You know, my dumbass, I just slammed into the drywall wall, and I really hurt myself. Only on the arm. Like my whole body slammed against the wall because I wasn't able to get a good grip onto the ledge. So my whole body just fell and slammed against the wall, and it hurt, but it wasn't too bad. But apparently my forearm took the brunt of the hit, and so because that's what took most of the hit, I just had this gnarly looking scar. It was like a cut, but it was also just, I don't know, it was just the force of impact. It just made it look like I had the pattern of the drywall onto my arm, and so it had like discolored because I'm assuming it bruised. It just looked discolored because I maybe bruised it, and it was bleeding from it. And you know, once I got it treated, it actually wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad of a cut. It just looked worse than it actually was. But I was panicking, man, because that was like the biggest injury I've had to this date. You know, I can say that I've never broken a bone. I can say that I've never had a fracture. I've never had a very serious health issue or like a pain thing. I've never had a coma. Most that I've had would like be like a cold or like pneumonia or like bronchitis. Like that's the worst I've had in terms of health. I mean, obviously this year COVID, but yeah, that's beside the point. Like that don't count. I'm talking about childhood stories. Like I was never the sick guy. I was in pretty good health. I think as a kid I had like a weird stomach virus, but like I don't know, man. That was pretty much all I had. It might have just been food poisoning, to be honest. Like when I look back on it, I can't remember what it was though. Yeah, but that was how I got my scar. It's still there to this day. And it's a pretty lame scar, not because it looks lame, but because it's a lame story, kind of like with the broken tooth. Like, it's a lame fucking way to break your tooth. You would want to say, yeah, I got in a fight. I did something, you know, I did something that made me deserve this broken tooth. But no, you just broke it eating some peanuts, you know? It's a pretty lame way to break a fucking tooth.
Real good prices.
Oh man. You know, this is like Christmas time. You know, we're 1 week away from Christmas, and you know, it says it in the song. It's the happiest time of the year. And right now it might not feel that way for a lot of people. I mean, I can certainly say that I don't feel the same way I normally feel about Christmas this year. Don't get me wrong, I'm not depressed, I'm not sad about it. It's just, it's not the way you would want to spend Christmas, you know? For many reasons. But like, you gotta make the most out of it, you know? And, you know, my way to make the most out of it is for me, I just try to be a little bit more courteous and more extra with my customers at work, you know? I try to be a little bit friendlier, I try to be a little bit more understanding. You know, I live in Texas, and, you know, as time keeps on going on, our COVID cases keep on going up. I was reading an article about Austin going into the danger zone and how it's probably gonna have to restrict even more because people aren't taking care of themselves, you know. And because when I went to the dentist, I saw this mom. She ran into the nurse's office, and the dentist is half dentist office, half like child doctors, the pediatrics. And so this lady, it was empty. All things considered, it was a fucking empty office, you know? And I'm glad that I have patience, and I'm glad that I like cartoons, because they were playing Big City Greens on the TV, because it's a pediatrics place. And so I didn't really mind waiting an hour, even though I had my appointment at 3. I didn't really care that much, you know. I was fine just watching cartoons, as long as they saw me, you know. As long as they didn't go like, "All right, the dentist can't see you anymore. It's too late." That might have pissed me off, but them taking a little bit longer. I mean, technically it's not a little bit, but them taking longer than what they said, I don't mind that too much, man. Like, I know that they're busy. I know that the best thing they could do is give an estimate. Sometimes they go over their estimate. It's like what happens with me when I'm working with paint. Sometimes I tell customers, hey, yeah, this will be done in 10 minutes. And then I have like 50 orders come in at the same time. And that 15 minutes turns into, you know, an hour, because it's just, there's just a lot more work that you didn't see coming out of nowhere. And they get mad sometimes, and they're like, you said this. And it's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I should have just gave you a rougher estimate, but I'm sorry about that. But, you know, like, I was at the dentist's office, and because it's a pediatrician, this lady comes in and she's like, "Hey, my fucking kid, I just picked her up from school, and she fucking one of the kids in her class, she got COVID. She has COVID." And so they made us pick up our kids and take them home because one of her classmates has COVID. You know, and because of that, my daughter, she's like freaking the fuck out, and she's scared. She wants to take the test. Do you guys do the test here? And the nurse, she was very nice, man. She was like, yes, yeah, we can give you the test here, but you gotta make an appointment. We'll make you an appointment as soon as possible. We get her tested. We'll see if she has COVID. Don't worry about it. But that made me upset, man, because I just think to myself, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what's, like, I get that we were at my state was at a point where, like, maybe it wasn't as bad as California and New York and all these other states, so maybe we could start school, like, limited version of school where it's not all the kids. It's like one day some kids go, and then another day the other kids go, and then the day that the kids don't go, they do at-home schooling. But then you just get cases like this that's fucking sad, where like now you got this little girl fucking scared. She could have been in high school. She didn't say. But I'm assuming that she's a little girl because her mom took her to a pediatric doctor instead of a fucking real doctor, you know? So I talked to the mom talks to the doctor, and he's like, yeah, we can get her tested. Don't worry about that. And so they go and I guess set up an appointment, you know. Like at that point, I didn't want to eavesdrop anymore, and at that point, there was nothing else they could do for her except set up an appointment for the lady. But because of that, we're probably gonna close the whole state down again, and we're gonna have to limit it to like only essential fucking businesses again. And, you know, thank God for me, thank God that I got a decent job where I'm, you know, technically considered an essential worker, because people gotta fix their leaky pipes, people gotta fix their broken sinks, you know. So I'm glad I still get to work, but it's gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be, if not riots, I'm gonna call it right now. If not riots, it's gonna be a bad time for everyone involved, you know. And you really can't help but think, man, is there a way we could have avoided this? Could we have avoided this if we went into lockdown? I want to say maybe not. I would like to say maybe not. I would like to say, hey, if we went into those 2 months of lockdown, shit probably would have been worse. Maybe we would not have died from COVID, but you know there would have been people. You know there would have been people that are not dying from COVID, but you know there would have been people dying from, you know, depression, or people that are like dying because they're fucking don't got any money, they can't pay rent, you know. I don't know what the answer is, man. I'm not a fucking doctor, and I'm not even like a fucking economist, you know. I'm not any of these things. I just don't want any more people to die, man. I just don't want any more people to die. And it's frustrating, man. Just, you know, man, like,
I have received information.
I'm on the minority, and I think to myself, like, hey man, look, if you're the guy that doesn't want to wear the mask, hey man, you know what? Hey, I'm not gonna force you to do shit, man. That you do what you want to do. I don't really give a shit, man. You want to get yourself sick, you want to make other people sick, you cool living with that on your conscience, hey, go right ahead, man. I don't give a shit. But like, at the same time, man, if you're gonna go into public and if you're gonna, you know, not really care about other people except for yourself, then at the same time, man, like, I don't know, like, fuck off, you know. Like, if don't get mad when I don't want to help you, you know. Don't get mad at me when I don't want to get you a paintbrush because you're not wearing a mask, dog. Like, if things were normal, dude, I wouldn't give a shit. I'd give you all the paintbrushes, man. But because things are the way they are, it's like, dude, just put on a mask, dude, so that I don't have to worry, so that you don't get sick, so that shit doesn't get worse, man. You know, this thing makes you appreciate the past, that's for sure. Like, prior to COVID, I was such a little shit, you know. I had a good job, it was easy, and when you really think about it, customers would ask you a question, and it was so easy to answer, and it was so easy to just give them a quick answer. But now you're just so, I mean, you're just so like, hey man, get out of my bubble, get away from me, don't get near my space, back up, I'll give you what you want, but like, you don't need to be this close for me to hear you. And it feels shitty, man. I'm telling you, like, you don't want to be a dick, but at the same time, you don't want. At the same time, you don't want people to think that you're being a dick for no reason. Oh man. But that's the COVID update. That's the work story update. Yeah, man, like, I really do hope the best for that kid and her mom. I hope that she doesn't have COVID, but at this point you don't know anymore, man. You just gotta do the best for your kids and for yourself, and hope you made the right choice. You know, that's all I can do. I hope I made the right choice. Like, my dad keeps telling me everything that's going on in his life and everything that's going on with us. And it fucking sucks, man. It makes you feel helpless, not hopeless. But it makes you go like, man, I actually got no control over what happens. And that's obvious, man. If you're a person of faith, like, you know that already. You don't have any control. You could just, the only thing you really have control over is how you feel about the things going on in your life, you know? That's what you can control. You can control, hey, you know what, this is happening and I have no control over it, but I'm not gonna feel depressed about it. I'm not gonna let it worry me. I'm not gonna let it stop me. I just gotta, I choose how I feel about this shitty news. That's the only control we have. And you know what? Even though that's good control, sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes you want more control, and you get mad, and you get sad. And I think that's the appropriate response. I don't know how a lot of people feel, but I think God wants you to get mad. I think God wants you to get mad. I think God wants you to get sad. I think He wants you to get angry. I think He wants you to be upset. He wants you to feel shit, you know? And I think that's good. I think feeling that way, having those experiences, man, I think it helps you become a better person at the end of the day. Because, I don't know, I just feel like getting mad, getting sad, doing all those things about things you can't control, it helps you, I don't know, it helps you in the future. Like, in the moment, it feels shitty and you feel mad that you have no control, but if you actually let it out, if you actually, you know, acknowledge the way you feel to yourself, it helps you not feel as shitty, or it helps you not be as mad the next time it happens, and eventually you actually know how to respond to that shitty thing if it ever happens again, you know? I'm still learning a lot. I still have a lot to learn. And I'm glad that I'm learning with the people that I'm with, you know? My cousins, my mom, my dad, my friends, my family. I'm glad that they're a part of, you know, my growth. And it's not until you go through the hard times, is what I'll call it. It's not until you go through the hard times that you realize, hey, this guy helped you in this way, and you didn't even think about it. You didn't even know he was helping you in that way. And it helps a lot, man. It really does. But that's COVID news, that's childhood stories, that's just work stories, that's just what's going on in life, period. I'll say this forever, but that's just what the Isaac podcast is. It's just things that are going on in Isaac's life, and any way of connection, whether it be happening to Isaac or someone that's close to Isaac, or just something that Isaac heard, you know. But who gives a shit about that stuff, you know? Who gives a shit about childhood stories, and who gives a shit about sad tales and about COVID and about all that? You know, you gotta be optimistic. You gotta look at the bright side. You gotta do the best you can for the people that are, you know, going through it with you, you know? And that was my point, is that it's hard right now, that it's shitty right now, that we're so deep into this, and you would think that it would be done, you know? You would think that things would be good by now, but they're not. They're getting better, but they're not good, you know? You were getting better in some aspects, and in other aspects it's getting shittier, man. But what we can do is we can determine how we feel about it. We can choose whether we want it to make us sad, or we can choose if we want us to make us take action and do something about it, and have a more positive attitude, and help people, and do our part. And that's what I want to do, is I want to do my part. Even if it means nothing in the long run, in the big picture, I want to do my part.
He has no right to leave.
But I don't know. Right now, what's helping me get through it all, on the off time, during the days off, during the days where I have no work, during the times when I just got no will to play video games, you know, I just pop on some Digimon. I just rewatching the whole fucking series, all of them. And you know, man, hot take, bro. Just saying. Digimon's better than Pokemon. Just putting that out there. I know what you're thinking. Hey, man. Isn't Digimon that clone of Pokemon? Nah, man. It's not a clone. Just Digimon beat him to the punch, man. Digimon just came out like a month earlier. Pokemon came out like a month earlier, dude. Like, they came up with the same fucking thing at the same time, bro. Alright? And you know what? Digimon's better. Because you know why? But Pokemon, my guys, Pokemon, it treats us like fucking kids. It has no respect for us, guys. Pokemon gets older, we get older. Pokemon gets older and they're just like, alright, man, alright, this isn't for you no more, man. Grow up, bitch. Grow up. This Pokemon ain't for you anymore. It's for your kids. It's for your nephew. And you're like, aw, you assholes. And you can't fight them, you know, because it's Nintendo. What are you gonna say? Fuck you, Nintendo. I'll never buy a Nintendo game again. It's like, damn, bro, you're really limiting yourself. You're really getting rid of a lot of games you could play if you say that to Nintendo. So, like, what's your other option? Your other option is Digimon, my guys. Look, Digimon, it respects us. It grows up alongside us. It experiments. It tries new shit. It gives us new shit all the time, dude. Bro, you talk about how Pokemon has like 900 Pokemon at this point. Who gives a shit? You know how many Digimon there are? Like 1,000,000? Like 2,000? There's so many Digimons, bro. Yeah, admittedly, some of them are just reskins. You don't want War Greymon? You want Black War Greymon?
Not the same thing.
Yeah, they're the same shit. It's just a different color. But so is Pokemon, huh? You don't want Vaporeon? You want shiny Vaporeon? Who gives a shit about shiny Vaporeon, huh? Eh? It's fucking pink. I don't give a shit. But you know what I give a shit about? I give a shit about Black War Greymon. Why? Because you get fucking Black Omnimon. Boom. Oh shit, you didn't think of that, did you? Boom. You know what else? Hey, fucking Pokemon, bro. Pokemon, bro. Pokemon, they did Mega Evolution. Who gives a shit? Digimon started with Megas, bro. It goes from Rookie to Champion to Ultimate into Megas. And you know what? If you get a good Digimon, fuck Megas. You get the Ultras. You get the fucking Fusions. You get shit that's off the charts. Yeah. Digimon is legit, bro. Check it out. You wanna know what else Digimon's got? Hey. You see that little monster right there, bro? You see how they call that little Pokemon like the god of Pokemon? Arceus? I know it's Arceus, but I'm gonna call him Arceus because I don't give a shit. You know what Digimon does? Nah, fuck that, bro. No little baby references like that. Oh, you want a Digimon that is an angel? Angelmon. Angelmon. Oh, you want a Digimon that's literally Satan? Boom. Devilmon. Fucking Satanmon. Yeah. You didn't think about that, did you? You want a Digimon that's fucking Arthur and the Round Table and the sword Excalibur? Yeah, you got the knights. Yeah, you got the knights. Omnimon and fucking, and all the other knights. Yeah, you didn't see that, huh? And you know what else, man? You know what else? Digimon's real. Digimon keeps it 100. Alright? Here we go. What does Pokemon have? Oh, fucking, I want to be the very best like no one ever was. Oh, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about being the best? You know what Digimon has? Oh, we gotta save the world from Devil Digimon. Yeah. Ooh, didn't see that coming. Ooh. Oh, man. You know what else Digimon has? You know what else Digimon has? Oh, Digimon, it tried Mega, and it tried Z moves, and it tried fucking Gigantamax. Who gives a shit? Huh? Eh? Who gives a shit about Gigantamax? I don't. Gigantamax is for pussies. You wanna know why? Cause only like 30 Pokemon have giant forms. You know what Digimon got, bro? You know what Digimon got, bro? Hey, alright, fusions. Oh shit, fusions. Ooh, what else the Digimon got? Hey, fucking, forget about the fusions. Fucking, armor Digivolve. Ooh, they got armor, dude. Didn't see that, did you? Fuck you. What else the Digimon got? Oh, you don't want armor? You don't want armor? Alright, you are the Digimon. You become the Digimon. Oh shit, dude. Digimon is the shit. What else? What else? Fucking. All right, you don't want to become the Digimon? You don't want to fuse Digimons? You don't want to fucking armor Digivolve, which is when you get like an egg and it turns into like a fucking armor dude. All right, all right. Then you combine with your Digimon. All right. You don't want to be the Digimon? You don't want to fuse the Digimon? You fuse with the Digimon. Oh, shit.
Sure got that ear to the
Guys, Digimon is the realest shit ever. Alright, you don't like fusion? Alright, we'll go Power Ranger rules. You can combine them, bro. Bro, I'm going to take this head and I'm going to take this fucking leg. Boom, leg headmon. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's what Digimon's about, you know? Alright, and if I didn't sell you on the gimmicks, on their change-ups, on the fact that Digimon experiments, whereas Pokemon is lame as shit. Here you go, bro. Here you go. I brought it back. I brought it back around. Here we go. You remember how like 5 minutes ago I said that Pokemon doesn't grow with us? How Pokemon goes, hey, you're a 40-year-old fuck. Stop playing Pokemon, bitch. You know what Digimon says? Hey, you may be a kid, but we're talking about real ass shit. Mom and dad's getting divorced. Oh, as a kid, you're like, what? What is divorce? As a kid, you're like, what the fuck? How is that in Digimon? Oh, what else are you gonna talk about? Oh, abuse! Fucking abuse! Bam! We got abuse in there. And not like Pokemon shit like, oh, fucking Chimchar! Fucking, I hate you! No, we're not talking about that shitty abuse. No, we're talking about, hey, being in a toxic relationship abuse, bro. That's what we're talking about. You know what else? You know what else Digimon got, bro? You know what else? Alright, I don't want to say this, bro. I don't want to say this. Death. Hey, this kid's brother died. Hey, this kid's friend died at a young age. Hey, these guys' families are in comas. Oh shit, dude. As a kid, watching Pokemon, and then the saddest thing that happened in Pokemon was, oh, bye, Butterfree. Who gives a shit about Butterfree? Meanwhile, in Digimon, there's a kid that's adopted, and his parents don't want to tell him that he's adopted because they're afraid it'll hurt him. Ba-boom! Ba-boom! But the kid overhears it. He overheard it because he was awake. He wasn't asleep. He was awake. But the mom and dad don't know that he was awake because he hides it from them because he doesn't know how to tell them, Mom and Dad, I know I'm adopted. You see my point? Do you see my fucking point? Digimon is the realest shit ever. And it's gonna be the realest shit ever forever. Yeah, man, but Digimon's really good, man. Like, you know, they rebooted it. And if you never watched any of the Digimons, my guys, if you never watched any of the original Digimons, watch the new one, man. That shit's fucking lit, man. Dude, when I saw that announcement, when I thought they were rebooting Digimon, I was like, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. The same old shit, but with nicer graphics. That's all I thought it was. Nah, bro. They changed shit up. They're like, alright, real ass shit. The same kids, but bro, it's gonna get realer. The animation budget is there, and you know what, bro? We're just gonna turn it up to 100. Just bring it up. Just bring it up, and it gets real, dog. It gets lit, and it gets real. Yeah, man. But Digimon's sick. You guys should watch that shit, cause I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, low key, that shit, it makes me cry, bro. But like, yeah, man, if you don't agree with me, you know, man, just leave it in the comments. Just tell me how you think Pokemon's better, or you know, just tell me like, yo, bro, this guy, he knows what it's about. He keeps it real, bro. He never lied to us about Digimon, bro. He told us like it was. And I'm gonna call it right now. In 10 years, bros, in 10 years, Digimon's gonna have a better name than Pokemon. I'm telling you this right now, bros. In 10 years, Digimon's gonna have the better game, the better show, and Digimon's gonna be on top, dude. I'm gonna call it right now. And to end the podcast here today, man, I got one little tribute. So this week, my grandpops, he passed away.
Already. Sure got
and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, it really hurt me. It really like made me feel shitty about this week. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, obviously I felt shitty. It's my fucking grandpops. But you know, I can't really say I was very close with them. I can't really say that I'm like devastated, because you know, it's not like I wasn't expecting it. We all knew it was gonna happen sooner or later. I don't know, maybe I'm just, you know, rejecting it. Maybe I'm not letting myself feel the way I want to feel. I don't know. But if I could be real, man, you know, my sadness, the way I feel about what just went down is not for me. It's more so for my dad. It was his dad that passed away, and you know, I feel bad because of the shit that my dad's going through. You know, that's what I feel bad about, and that's what's hurting me. And you know, man, I'm happy that I work where I work at, because it's pretty good. I worked in a lot of shitty jobs, and I can say without a doubt in my mind that the job that I work at now isn't that bad. It's just different problems, you know. But you know, man, when my grandpops died, I was trying to call out. Not for me, but you know, so that I could be with my dad, and so that he could talk, or so that he could at least have someone to talk to if he wanted to. But you know, they told me like, hey man, I mean, do you have the sick hours? If you don't, low key, you might have to come in because you'll get in trouble, man. And I expected that, man. So that really wasn't what got me down. What got me down was I didn't think I was gonna feel that bad. But once I actually got to work, you know, all day, everybody kept on asking me, hey man, how you doing? And, you know, man, they don't know what happened. So, you know, it's not like they knew They were asking me a loaded question. And I don't want to burden people. I don't want to throw that shit on people. Oh, how am I doing? My grandpa died. Like, yeah, how, as a person that barely interacts with you, how would you respond to that? Oh, shit, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I don't want you to pity me. I don't want you to feel bad for me. I'm not telling you my grandpa died because I want you to give me the whole fucking spiel. I'm telling you because you asked. How am I doing? My grandpa died, so not the best, you know? But I didn't say that. All I said was, you know, man, all things considered, I'm okay. And it just feels like when it rains, it pours. Because on that day, everybody that saw me kept on asking me the same fucking question. Hey man, how you doing? Hey man, how you doing? Hey man, how you doing? And every single time, I just answered, you know man, all things considered, I'm doing okay. Or yeah, I'm good. Or hey, not too bad. Or you know, it's a pretty good day. But, you know, I don't even think I felt that bad. But after saying that I'm okay when I wasn't, for the 10th time that day, I think it finally just made me go, you know what, man? I'm not okay. And so I finally actually started to feel down. I actually felt fucking like, I don't know, like a pang in my chest. And I was like, alright, now I don't want to be here. Now, instead of not wanting to be here because I wanted to be with my dad, be there for him, now I don't want to be here because I don't want to be here. I don't want to answer this fucking question anymore. I don't want somebody to ask me, hey man, how you doing? And my only response to them is, you know, man, I'm doing. So, I don't know, man. It's kind of annoying to say I'm okay when you're not okay, man. You know? And I'm glad that I only worked a 4-hour shift. I'm glad I only worked a 4-hour shift because I feel like if I had stayed the full 8, and if more people had, a handful of people had asked me, hey man, how you doing? I think I probably would have snapped. I'm not saying I would have hit anybody. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, I probably just would have snapped and I probably would have yelled at a customer. I think I was emotionally at this place where if a customer had, like, had an attitude with me or gotten mad at me or yelled at me or tried to give me shit, I think I was in this place mentally where I probably would have snapped back. And I don't think I would have gotten in trouble because the anger and the frustration that I felt wasn't of sadness. The anger and the frustration I felt was sorry, what did I say? The anger and frustration that I felt wasn't of, you know, anger. It wasn't an angry frustration. The anger and sadness that I felt was like, I'm gonna cry. And I'm not gonna scream at you because I'm mad. I'm gonna scream at you because I'm upset. And it would have been one of those angry cries, you know? So that's how that went. And I hope you're doing okay, Grandpa, wherever you may be. I am a man of faith, so I want to believe that you were too, and that you're in heaven, but honestly, we were never that close, and I really don't know, so I hope you're okay, Grandpa. And even though we didn't have the best or the closest relationship once I got older, I know we did have a pretty tight bond and a really close relationship when I was a kid. So, rest in peace, Gramps. I guess my real way that I want to end this for today is, hey man, whoever you are, whether you be a stranger, whether you be a friend or a family member, just tell your friends or family that you love them. Try to forgive them, you know? Try. I mean, I know it's cliche. I know it's like shit that people say a lot, but nothing is promised. You don't know when your time is gonna come, you know? I think one of the things that bugged me about this thing that happened with Gramps is because of COVID, I really respect and appreciate everything doctors are doing right now. But at the same time, this brought back the actual way that I feel about doctors prior to COVID. And my real feelings about doctors before COVID were that doctors are kind of assholes because they don't keep it real, man. They don't tell you like it is. They try to, you know, protect your feelings or give you false hope. And I would prefer it if you didn't do that, man. I would prefer it if a doctor said, hey man, your grandpa's probably gonna die in like a couple weeks. And at least then you would kind of know, you know? But instead, they give you this false hope of like, you know, if he takes care of himself and if he changes his lifestyle, you know, man, worst case scenario, he'll get like a couple months. Or maybe a year or two. It all depends, but for sure a couple months though. And it's like, we didn't even get that, you know? And that's what makes me frustrated. That's what makes me mad, is like, why didn't they just tell us the truth, man? Why did they... I don't know. But yeah, man, that's my big message. Tell the people that you love them, and just try to forgive people that, you know, made you feel like shit, or that betrayed you, or that you feel they betrayed you. Because honestly, man, when you hear retellings of stories, everybody has their own version of the story, you know? The same event could happen to you. You were both part of the same thing, but I have my version of the story and you have your version of the story. And when you hear both of them, they might be completely different. I know that happens a lot. Literally a couple days ago, literally today, I was talking to my mom, and I literally just repeated something back to her so that I could to confirm, did you say this? And she took it as me, like, I don't know, talking back to her, like I was like making her like, really, mom, that's it, you know, like being an asshole. And I was like, what the fuck, why are you screaming at me, woman? You know, I'm literally repeating what you just told me to confirm, is this what you said? Because the call cut off a little bit, and I'm just trying to make sure that you said this and I'm not hearing you wrong. And meanwhile, she's like, well, no, baby, I thought you were screaming at me, I thought you were judging. And it's like, no, mom, I wasn't doing it. I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you you're wrong, so you can stop being mad. I'm telling you that's not what happened. That was not the context. I'm telling you the context right now. So please just talk to me normal. You don't gotta be mad anymore. And you know, it's one of those things where you're just mad and you're just like, what the fuck? Well, how did we go from being calm to this? And that's my point, man. Like, that's an example of like, hey, you know, you feel like somebody hurt you, Somebody betrayed you. And there's always two sides to the story, you know? You might remember the shit one way. You might, or maybe not even that. Maybe, you know, shit just got miscommunicated. You probably said something, and the other person just thought you meant it in a certain type of way. And you gotta, with some people, you know, man, you gotta be a little bit extra. It's annoying, but you gotta be a little bit extra. You gotta be like, no, I didn't mean it that way. This is how I meant it. So stop taking shit out of context and getting mad for no reason. And, you know, I think if you do that, that'll help you avoid a lot of anger and a lot of frustration with those friends and family members that you love. Hey, I didn't mean, hey, girlfriend, love, honey, whatever you want to call that woman. Whatever you want to call that bitch. I'm kidding though. Hey, I love women. I love them all. You know, they're lovely. They're stronger than us men. And that's not sarcasm. They're stronger than us in every way possible for them. Except for lifting stuff. Yeah. I'm on a roll. No, but seriously. Hey, honey. Please stop being mad. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking shit about my dick. And I didn't. I thought you were saying it was cute in an insulting way, not in a compliment. That's why I got mad. So there you go. You see my point? You gotta confirm, and you gotta, hey, we cool? You gotta take that. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but you gotta make sure the meaning, what your intentions were. You know, you gotta make sure that they see what your intentions were and what context you were saying stuff under, and not, hey, all right, this is how you feel, but you're wrong. That's not what it was. This is what it is. You gotta do that. Trust me, guys. Like, you know, I got like fuck, dude. Like, you know, man, I've been with like 100 women, like 10 dudes, like 30, you know, the others, you know, I like a lot, dude. I got a lot of shit under my belt, you know. So like, you know, you can take my advice. All right, guys. But yeah, just tell people you love them. Just tell people that you'll try to forgive them. Just try. You know, maybe it'll give you that chance to have that relationship or that bond you wanted with that person. Or fuck it, or don't do anything, you know? The point is, just think about it. You never know. Maybe it'll be something better that you didn't even think about, instead of holding on to grudges or whatever. But besides that, that's the end of the podcast. Have a beautiful night. Eventually this will have a good name. It'll have an actual fucking name. And when that happens, we'll be able to make people proud and let them know that we did something good. Alright, guys. Have a beautiful night.